Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last part, we did the Poe hunting side quest after finishing the Forest Temple, and now we're going to do a few more side things before continuing on with plot. Now, at the end of the last part, we entered the fishing hole, and as you can see, he's gained a hat, and that's about all that's different. Although, there is one major difference in the pond itself. All the fish are now natively bigger. What was originally a high point of around 10 pounds, fish now average around 8 to 11, I want to say. But we're still here to catch the biggest fish in the pond, who's in the exact same position, even right next to the log. Now, something I've heard you can do to make getting the record easier, but I've never done it, is not fishing until this point in the game, and then catching a fish that's over 10 pounds here because the record might still be that low, and then coming back as a kid and getting another record there to get this reward. But I've heard that's also just a rumor, and I have no way to back it up because I never do it. Now, this heaviest fish, who is the one there on the left looking at me— ow, stop it, you— is one hell of a battle to fish to battle. This thing can take close to 2 to 3 minutes to reel in because of how heavily it fights the reel. Again, if you fail because you either miss it, you scare it away to the center, or otherwise, just leave the area and re-enter, as that'll reset it to its normal position, making it easiest catching. I also recommend standing a bit in the water, just so you don't have to reel in nearly as much. Additionally, if you wait until you get the item that you can get right before the third temple, you can stand even deeper in the water, meaning that this can be an even slower, faster reel, rather. It's a tedious quest, and I don't even think the reward's that worth it. This is one I often skip on repeated playthroughs. Wow, this is a real lunker. Let's see, wait, it's 20 pounds. Do you want to keep it? Yes, I do. That fish is as big as I am. Though if you're playing 3DS, I do believe there is another fish added in after this point called the Hylian Loach, which is even more of a battle, but again, I don't care to fish. Let's weigh the fish. Whoa! This fish is huge! Looks like a new record. It weighs at least 20 pounds. Seriously, okay, here's your prize. And we get the golden scale. Jump into the water and press A. Now you can dive much deeper than you could before. And to be precise, while the silver scale allows us to dive upwards of 6 meters or whatever, this allows us to dive down 9. Now here's the thing. This is one of the most useless items in Zelda history to me, because it's only used for 1.5 things. There's one piece of heart you can get with it. Technically 2, but you can get the second one a different way later on in the game. I'll be getting them both now, because I want to make the most of it, but this is not a useful item. This very well could have been just made into something else. I don't know what, and maybe they just wanted to do a silver then a gold, because upgrade scales make sense, but it's— yeah. Also, hi there, you're odd looking. How are you doing today?
Hello there, son. I'm researching the process of making medicine by mixing Lake Hylia's water with various unusual compounds. Perhaps you've met that old lady from the potion shop? She's like a student of mine.
Oh, I'll talk more about that in a moment. But for what we want to do right now, we want to enter this water, and with the golden scale, dive all the way to the bottom. Only with the golden scale can you reach this far down. You can even get these 60 rupees if you want to, but there's no real point to at this point in the game. And once you touch the bottom, you get the jingle, meaning you know you did something right. Talk to the person again.
You may not have noticed, but I've been watching you. You touched the bottom just now. Fantastic. I'll give this to you.
And we get a piece of heart. Collect 4 pieces total to get another heart container. More containers mean more life energy. I think that's the first time I've read that in a while. Whoops. That is a really dumb piece of heart. I don't like it. Next up, though, we want to head north in Hyrule Field, just west of Hyrule Castletown, over to where where we found like the second or third Poe I got last part. As this tree, which is suspiciously on its own, is suspiciously on its own for a reason. We want to bomb right next to the trunk to make a grotto show up. And also apparently hit the bomb like 3 or 4 times in a row. This is the rare water grotto in the game, I think the only one of its kind. And you might even be able to barely see that down there. No, that's a fish. There is another piece of heart down here. You can reach this with an item later on compared to the one that we just got a moment ago, as there's ways to go deeper in water later on that aren't diving. The thing is with that previous piece of heart is that you can only get that piece of heart by diving. Again, don't like it. Next up, we want to head to Kakariko because it's about time we continue on with plot. With that said, I should show off the potion shop at least since that person just brought it up. This is it. You can buy potions to restore your magic, Deku Nuts, various items that you can put in bottles. Fairies are probably the most useful thing you can get here. Though red potions and green potions aren't awful. They restore your health and magic, respectively. And if you ever want to go into that back area where we got to the Kukos as Child Link, you can use a little back door there to the back left of the store. With that, it's time for us to go up to Death Mountain, as it's looking kind of angry, as we saw as soon as we left the Temple of Time. Now, Death Mountain Trail itself hasn't seen much changes. There's a few more rocks around, there's a couple of more rocks rolling down things, but it's overall not that different. With that said, there is something pretty unique to it. Well, first off, I should mention this. Since this magic leaf has sprouted into a plant, you can now ride it to get the piece of heart that I sequence broke to get earlier by backflipping over the fence. Meaning, moving forward, all the piece of heart counts are as they should be. Technically speaking, you should have added 2 to most of them, or subtracted 2, sort of. It's weird. But uniquely amongst any dungeon in the game, Dodongo's Cavern is the only child dungeon you can enter as adult Link. And we want to head to the room where we got the 4th Skulltula earlier in the game. The baby Dodongo room, so to speak. As you might notice, Navi's heading over there and turning green. And that means either play the Song of Time, or as you should, the Scarecrow song. And once you get into the point where the game's like, okay, we'll let it work now, we'll be able to hook shot up there to Pierre, and you can even hear it, there is a golden Skulltula up there. I do believe this one is only here as adult Link, though, so it's not so much a thing of you can't reach it, it's that it's just not there and you can't reach it. And that's the Dodongo's Cavern finally done. The one dungeon you need to backtrack into, and thankfully they put that relatively early in. Now, our goal here on Death Mountain is to head to the Goron City, as it's just the easiest way for us to access what's next, and there's some more items awaiting us in there otherwise. Though, Goron City is looking kind of empty, even for Goron City. That's weird. I hear one Goron rolling around, in fact I see it right there, but, Also notably, on the back of where the Goron's Ruby supposedly once stood, we never actually saw it there is now a gold Skulltula waiting for us. One of the very few in Goron City. In fact, that might be the last one, maybe? I actually forget. Now, similarly to the big Goron we bombed earlier in the game to get the first bomb bag upgrade or whatever, we want to bomb the little guy rolling around. But this is actually surprisingly precise, as he reverses direction if you get too close to him. So either you need to time a throw in front of him really well, or time him rolling backwards into it really well. I was here for about 3 minutes, just circling back and forth, trying to get a successful bomb run. This is not easy. I again suggest trying to trap him around this corner, as I think his AI doesn't read the corner quite well. But, again, just hopefully reverse him right into a bomb, and you should do that quickly enough. How could you do this to me? You Ganondorf servant! Hear my name and tremble! I am Link, hero of the Gorons! Hey, that's my name, asshole. One of a kind, baby. How dare you? What? Your name is also Link? Then you must be the legendary Dodongo Buster and hero Link! My dad is Darunia. Do you remember him? Dad named me Link after you because you're so brave. It's a cool name. I really like it. Link, you're a hero to us Gorons. I'm so glad to meet you. Please, give me your autograph. Sign it to my friend, Link of the Gorons. Oh, I guess it's not a good time to ask you for this. Please help everyone. My dad, Darunia, went to the fire temple. A dragon is inside. If we don't hurry up, even my dad will be eaten by the dragon. We'd better try to calm him down if we can. Maybe he'll calm down if we talk to him. What do we want to ask him? What's this about a dragon? A long time ago, there was an evil dragon named Volvagia living in this mountain. That dragon was very scary. He ate Gorons. Using a huge hammer, the hero of the Gorons, boom! Destroyed it just like that. This is a myth from long ago, but it's true. I know because my dad is a descendant of the hero. We still better try to calm him down if we can. Oh, there was one other thing we could talk to him about. Where are the other Gorons? Everybody was taken to the fire temple. While my dad was out, Ganondorf's followers came and took them all away. All of them will be eaten by Volvagia. Dad said that Ganondorf has revived Volvagia. As a warning to those who might oppose him, Ganondorf is going to feed them all to Volvagia. Dad went to the fire temple all by himself to try to save everyone. Please help, Link. I'll give you this heat-resistant tunic. And we get the Goron tunic you could buy in the Goron shop as a child. This heat-resistant tunic is adult size, so it won't fit a kid. Going to a hot place? No worry. Because it is just Link's various suit, so to speak. More on that in a moment. Anything else to say, kid? Dad told me not to let anybody follow him to the temple, but only you, Link, can save everyone. Only you can prevent lava fires. I'm sure that the shop owner, who is hiding somewhere right now, will also help you. Now I'll tell you about the secret passage to the fire temple. Try to move the statue inside Dad's room. Okay, that's helpful information. Thank you. Now, you might remember back when we entered Death Mountain Crater at the Death Mountain Peak as a child, there was a timer because of how hot it was. The Goron tunic, despite being, as well as being a nice red color, completely negates that, so you can be in superheated areas with no worry. It is just Link's Varia suit. With that said, I believe it's technically optional. You can beat the next dungeon without it, just that timers can get a bit strict sometimes. Some people, once they get this, also never take it off, barring when they have to wear the third tunic. And I understand that playstyle. I don't like it, though, because I like Link looking green. Welcome back to Death Mountain Crater. And as we can see, there is a definite structure in the distance. That is our next dungeon. With that said, to reach it, you do need the hook shot, so again, make sure you've done Dompe's Grave, and better yet, have done the Forest Temple, because you do need the bow in this dungeon. Oh, hi, Sheik. I should really just get used to you popping out of nowhere, huh? It is something that grows over time. A true friendship, a feeling in the heart that becomes even stronger over time. The passion of friendship will soon blossom into a righteous power, and through it, you will know which way to go. This song is dedicated to the power of the heart. Listen to the bolero of fire. You have learned the Bolero of Fire. Link, I'll see you again. Ah, fire! Where did that come from? I guess we're on a wooden bridge over lava. In fact, that's not very safe, is it? You know, one day you could just take a ladder. Probably be a lot more convenient for your storages. Now, the fire temple is directly in front of us, but I do want to make one minor out-of-the-way trek. First off, let's play the Prelude of Light and warp back to the Temple of Time. And this is going to be the first time you get to see how warp songs work. You play it, it gives you an option, you warp to the pedestal in that area. So in this case, we're in the first room of the Temple of Time. And this is also going to be the first time you see us actively put the Master Sword back into the pedestal to return back in time. It works as you would think, though. Just go to the pedestal and press the A button when directly in front of it. And after a brief cutscene, you just hear. Notably, moving forward, whenever I warp back and forwards in time, I'm either just going to jump cut to when I am an adult or child and when I need to be the opposite, or I'm just going to show that cutscene to imply, okay, I traveled back in time, because showing Prelude of Light is usually just a good enough indication of me time traveling back or forth. Now, the thing I want to do as young Link is grab some bugs first off and warp to Death Mountain Crater, as there is a soft soil patch here in the actual crater. How a plant can survive here, I don't know. But of course, where there's a soft soil patch, there is a gold skulltula to grab. So place some bugs, place a bean, and let's get ourselves another bug. As soon as the timer says, okay, you can have this now. Thank you! And that's all the business I have here as a child. Also, here's what our item screen is looking like. You can't use any of the adult Link items as young Link. And of course, the chicken technically hasn't even been born yet, so it's not in my inventory. Now, the cutscene for whenever you return to an adult as a child is the exact same, but I'm going to show you it again just for the sake of showing you that it is the same. Ooh, fancy. Not what we saw at all back in part 13, 14, somewhere around there. And with that little backtrack out of the way, now we have a magic bean plant here. And this one's also relatively useful, as again, it allows us to reach another item. On top of this plume of smoke or whatever, spire, there's another piece of heart for us. So with that, let's enter the Fire Temple. Though this is a bit of an odd entrance, as most other entrances to the dungeons just take you right in. This one has a little ladder you have to climb down to reach the actual Fire Temple, which means the Fire Temple is constantly beneath lava. That doesn't seem structurally sound. But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 20, we're entering the Fire Temple. See you guys then.